A cheap $40 brake lever was linked to a crash that put a Suzuki GSX R1000 rider on the pavement with broken bones. A gold chain sold online as a genuine DID snapped in under 1,500 miles, and the manufacturer later confirmed it was a straight-up counterfeit. And a glossy carbon fiber exhaust from an online marketplace turned out to be painted plastic, shipped with a peel and stick logo, so the buyer could choose which famous brand to fake. And the parts that actually put riders on the ground are almost never the pricey stuff breaking. The dangerous part usually isn't the famous brand. It's the fake wearing that brand's logo, or the no-name part with no test data, sold by someone who disappears the second it fails. So, these are 7 motorcycle parts you should never buy cheap, counterfeit, or from a seller you can't trust, and 3 brands genuinely worth every single penny. Before we start the countdown, one thing that makes this whole video click. Bad motorcycle parts fall into 3 buckets, and mixing them up is how riders get burned. Bucket 1 is stuff that's just cheaply made. Bucket 2 is decent budget gear that gets blamed unfairly, usually because somebody bolted it onto the wrong bike. And Bucket 3, the sneaky one, is counterfeits. Parts where the real brand is fantastic, but the fake wearing its logo can get you killed. Keep those 3 in mind because most of this list lives in Bucket 3. You think you're buying quality. At least that's what the listing wants you to think. Let's get into it. Number 7. Counterfeit exhausts pretending to be Akrapovic, Yoshimura, SC Project, and other premium brands. Walk through any online marketplace and you'll find gorgeous carbon fiber slip-ons for $50 or $60, stamped with the logo of a system that normally runs $500 to $1,000 or more. Incredible deal, right? Yeah, about that. Riders who've actually bought these report the same stuff on repeat. The carbon fiber is hydro-dipped plastic or straight-up paint. The welds are ugly and inconsistent. The packing blows out fast. And universal fit is code for fits nothing until you cut and weld it into place. Some of them even ship with the brand logo as a separate sticker, so you get to decide whether you're a fake Akrapovic guy or a fake Yoshimura guy that morning. In fairness, a slip-on usually won't blow up your engine, so this one sits more in the scam pile than the deadly pile. But a fake badge doesn't mean the pipe meets any noise, emissions, or road legal standard, so it can also get you a ticket. That $50 fake Acra is a costume. It looks the part in a photo and falls apart in person. Real budget exhaust brands like Delcovics and Leo Vince exist, and they're honest about what you're getting. If that sounds bad, keep watching, because the fakes are about to get a lot more serious. Number 6. No-name Amazon and eBay LED headlights. This is the upgrade everyone's tempted by. Your stock halogen glows like a candle, and here is a 10,000 lumen DOT-approved LED bulb for $20. Sold, right? The problem is the beam pattern. These cheap units throw a bright, ugly hot spot in the middle with almost no usable spread, weak or non-existent high beam, and glare that blinds oncoming drivers instead of lighting the road ahead. And here is the part that trips people up. In the United States, the DOT does not actually approve headlight bulbs. Manufacturers self-certify, so a DOT-approved line on a $20 bulb is just the seller's own claim, not proof of anything. The safety regulator has even said LED bulbs dropped into a housing designed for halogens are not compliant in the first place. The housings are flimsy, the fitment is hit or miss, and that huge lumen number is marketing. Riders learn this the hard way. A used or discounted name brand unit from someone like JW Speaker, Custom Dynamics, or Morimoto gives you a proper beam pattern, a tougher housing, and an actual warranty. Buy the beam pattern, not the lumen sticker. Number 5, and this is where things stopped being funny. Counterfeit NGK spark plugs. Genuine NGK is one of the best plug makers on the planet, which is exactly why they get faked so heavily. And this next part comes straight from NGK. When they cut open counterfeit iridium plugs, The fakes had no iridium on the center electrode at all. Just a standard nickel electrode tapered down on a lathe so it looks like the real iridium tip. Why does that matter? NGK says the fake part can't stand the heat, so that center electrode can melt inside the engine and cause real damage. Riders report buying OEM NGK plugs from marketplace sellers that fouled or cooked within a few thousand miles. That's not a typo, by the way. People are paying real money for plugs engineered to look right that physically can't do the job. Genuine NGK is brilliant. The counterfeits sold as NGK are the danger. Buy from a real dealer, and if the deal looks too good, it's a fake. Number 4. Ultra-cheap tires from unknown brands with no published test data. Tires are the worst place on the whole bike to gamble because your motorcycle is trusting 2 contact patches roughly the size of your palm to keep you alive. And here's the honest version, because I don't want to trash every affordable tire. Budget does not automatically mean dangerous. The real problem is tires with no credible test data, no clear importer or warranty, no published construction info, and no track record among riders on your type of bike. If a company won't tell you what's holding you off the ground and nobody's actually run them, that's your answer. Even a branded budget tire can bite. In April of 2024, a US retailer recalled a batch of Tusk 2-track adventure rear tires after the safety regulator found the tread layer had been improperly cured, which could cause chunks of tread to detach from the tire. The recall paperwork estimated 100% of that batch was affected. To be clear, that was one specific recalled batch of one model, not proof that every budget tire is unsafe. And on the flip side, brands like Shinko and Kenda have real distribution, known model lines, and years of rider history behind them. That's a totally different thing from a random no-data tire listing. Spend a little more here than anywhere else on your bike. Real quick, if this is saving you from a bad purchase, do me a favor and tap subscribe. I break down motorcycle parts, gear, and the scams to dodge every week, and the next 3 on this list are the ones I genuinely beg you to get right. So we've covered fake pipes, fake lights, fake plugs, and sketchy tires. Number 3 makes all of that look tame. Bottom shelf lithium batteries with no battery management system. Lithium motorcycle batteries are great when they're built right. They're light, they crank hard, and a good one lasts for years. But the cheapest no-name lithium units skip the one thing that keeps them safe, a proper battery management system, or BMS. That little circuit is what handles cell balancing and protects against overcharging, deep discharge, and overheating. Skip it, and you've basically got a box of cells with terminals and no adult supervision. In the worst listings, you have no idea what cells are even inside, or whether they were matched and tested at all. In reported data, premium lithium brands fail rarely, somewhere around 2 to 3%. The cheap no-name stuff fails a lot more often, and the blunt advice from the pros is dead simple. If a lithium battery doesn't clearly say it has a real BMS, run away. The kicker? These are often the cheapest batteries on the listing page, sitting right next to the good ones, looking basically identical. Lithium is fantastic. A no BMS mystery battery is not the place to save $50, especially parked inside your garage. Number 2. Ultra-cheap adjustable brake and clutch levers, the kind you see in generic packs for $35. This is the one with a real trail of close calls, and it's why I get twitchy when people cheap out on controls. A motorcycle gear retailer, Sport Bike Track Gear, documented a rider who crashed his GSX R1000 after a cheap MZS brake lever caused his front brake to lock up. They published his post-crash photos and the X-rays of his broken bones. Here's the failure mode, and it's sneakily technical. On a lot of these clones, the little plunger area that contacts your master cylinder is machined with the wrong tolerances, too shallow, no free play, so the brake never fully releases. It drags, it heats up, the fluid expands, and the brakes progressively lock, sometimes at exactly the wrong moment. Now I'll be fair. Some experienced riders run cheap levers for years with zero drama when they shim and adjust them perfectly, but cheap clone levers keep getting linked in rider reports to exactly this kind of fitment and lockup problem, and the downside of getting it wrong on a brake is a crash. So if you ever install a new lever, spin the wheel and make sure it turns freely, check that the brake light isn't stuck on, confirm you've got proper free play, and test it gently before you actually ride. Quality levers from CRG, ASV, Pozzo, or a proper OEM replacement cost more, but they're built around the correct master cylinder geometry. If you're wondering how the cheap ones are even legal to sell, so is everyone else. And number one, the one that made me want to make this whole video, counterfeit premium chains sold as DID, RK, or EK. Genuine DID and RK are two of the best chains money can buy. So of course they get faked constantly. And this isn't hypothetical. On the Bay Area Riders Forum, a rider documented buying what was listed as a genuine gold DID 520 chain online for around $49. It grenaded in under 1,500 miles on a little 35 horsepower bike. He sent the wreckage back to DID in the US, and their reply was about as clear as it gets. They confirmed in writing that it was a counterfeit because they don't even make a gold chain in that model, and said they were going after the seller, who had reportedly already moved close to 300 of them. Think about what a chain failure actually does. It can lock your rear wheel mid-corner, wreck your engine cases, tear up the countershaft area, or just leave you stranded in traffic. And here's the scary part. The fake didn't have to be half price to fool people. The real tell wasn't the discount, it was DID confirming they never made that model or color in the first place. So check the manufacturer's catalog, buy from an authorized dealer, and if the model, the color, the price, or the seller's history feels off, walk away. Oh, and one quick bonus villain before the good news. Counterfeit oil. Fake Motul and Castrol is a booming business. In Vietnam, in June of 2025, police in Ho Chi Minh City broke up a ring that had made and sold more than 220,000 counterfeit oil products branded as Castrol, Motul, Honda, and Yamaha, mostly through big shopping apps. Fake oil might be cheap base oil, contaminated oil, or a completely unknown fluid with none of the additive package your engine actually depends on. Buy your oil from a reputable retailer and check the batch codes and holograms. And no, I'm not making that number up. Okay, enough doom. Let's talk about the parts that are worth every penny. Worth it. Number one, proven tires from the major makers. Michelin sits right at the top for grip, wet performance, and consistency, with Pirelli, Bridgestone, Dunlop, Metzeler, and Continental all making genuinely excellent rubber with real testing and model-specific fitment behind them. On a bike, tire quality is a direct safety multiplier, so this is the one place you never ever cheap out. Buy proven rubber before you spend a dime on cosmetic mods. Worth it. Number two, genuine DID chains. Yeah, the same brand the counterfeiters love to fake, because the real thing is that good. A quality-sealed O-ring or X-ring chain from DID, or equally respected names like RK and EK, will typically run somewhere around 15 to 30,000 miles when it's correctly sized, aligned, lubed, and adjusted. On an easygoing bike with meticulous care, you might push well past that, but don't count on 50,000 as normal. Paying real chain money from an authorized seller is cheap insurance. Just make sure it's the real deal, and worth it. Number three, Yuasa batteries. These are basically the factory standard. Yuasa says over 90% of bike manufacturers choose it as their original equipment supplier, so odds are your bike rolled off the line with one already in it. Riders get years of no-drama starts out of them. And sometimes a cheaper house brand battery is actually made by a major supplier, but don't ever assume that from the label alone. Buy quality once instead of a cheap battery twice. Quick honorable mentions while we're here. EBC brake pads are a genuinely good, affordable upgrade over tired OEM pads, as long as you pick the right compound for your bike and riding. And Brembo is the racing benchmark for brakes, but buy genuine and check for the anti-counterfeit markings, because yep, they get faked too. So look at the pattern under all 7 of these. The stuff that puts riders on the ground almost always hides on the same few parts: your chain, your brakes, your tires, your controls, and it almost always got there because it was cheap or counterfeit and looked exactly like the real thing in the photo. The fix is boring and easy. Don't gamble on the parts that stop the bike, hold the road, carry the load, or keep the engine alive. Buy those from a seller who can prove where the part came from. Cheap cosmetic parts might disappoint you. Cheap safety parts can hurt you. Which of these have you seen out in the wild, or worse, actually bought? Drop it in the comments because somebody scrolling right now needs the warning. Ride safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.